mostly good morning Australia, because I'm told that this time of the morning is convenient to nobody else, except maybe France, but I'm speaking English and they're speaking French. Anyway, this week I'm going to talk about healthcare. Why? If you've been paying any attention to the American news cycle, which you may not have been because there's a whole world out there that other stuff is going on, but there was in New York, the chief executive of the biggest, or one of the biggest health insurance companies in America, was assassinated gangland style at 6:40 in the morning when he was going to go to a shareholders meeting. And rather than being outraged at the murder, he's become somewhat of a folk hero. And it's a good moment to ask why. As we used to say in the news business, one man's terrorist is another man's freedom fighter, or religious fanatic, depending on what the reasons are. And it's never something you can condone. But terrorism is an act, and assassination is an act of desperate people. And if there's anybody who's desperate, it's anyone in America subjected to that healthcare system, which is a for-profit hot mess that bankrupts millions, and a lot of people suffer needlessly. And it's an interesting comparison between that system and what goes on elsewhere. Now, any healthcare system is the problem with healthcare systems in general is that it's something that people abuse. They abuse it here in France, they abuse it in America, they abuse it everywhere. So sometimes that results in people who need stuff, care, medicine, not getting it. I come from a long line of hypochondriacs because I grew up on a farm, and my sister, well, my aunts actually, my aunts and uncle were like my brothers and sisters. It's complicated. But they quickly figured out that the only way to avoid farm work was to either be in the toilet or be sick, having some personal private time or going to the hospital. So they did that a lot. And I was younger, much younger, so I was just observing all this, and I had my stuff to do, but I was never really asked to do too much serious stuff because, well, not until later. When I was very young, no. But anyway, so my family was a classic, probably abuser of whatever healthcare system was going on then, and I can't tell you how it was then because I grew up in a very small town, and there was Dr. Olson in his little hut in Greenwood, Wisconsin, and you went to go see him, and he gave you some aspirin and probably patted you on the head and sent you home, and that's pretty much what our healthcare system consisted of. Things have changed. We live in France, country of socialized medicine, which is a dirty word to a lot of Americans, and it should not be. Our system has problems, but boy, just from personal experience, 2 years ago, almost now, I was diagnosed with breast cancer. The first thought that went through my head was, thank God we do not live in America and that we live in France. That was the first thing I thought of. It's like we can get through this without. Hey, dog, digging a hole. No.
No problem. No.
Sorry about that. So in France we have socialized medicine. Everything can be paid for. We also have a private system parallel to that, which costs a little bit of money. Nothing like the kind of money you'd have to shell out in America for just basic stuff. So I started out accidentally in the private sort of sector system in France. Prof, no! And dog digging hole. And I ended up having to pay a little money at the beginning, and I thought, no, I can't do this. So I got myself onto the public system. And long story short, I went in for surgery, had a mastectomy, was in the hospital for 4 days. I left on a Sunday morning, and my bill was $0. And my bill for everything that I have needed since then was $0, because that's how our system works. I could have gone to a private clinic for surgery, which actually I was thinking about doing. Who's back?
Doing my head in.
Doing my head in. Hi, doing my head in. How are you this morning? Welcome. So I paid $0 for that, and if I had gone to the private clinic, I was going to have to pay maybe 800 euros or so, for, major surgery. And but I would have been out the next day, and the public hospital kept me for 4 days. So, and I paid nothing. I had radiation treatment after that. I paid nothing. Ongoing medication that I have to take, I'm paying nothing. So last week, my lovely Doberman there that weighs too much, 30 kilos. Dobermans hate the cold. That's why he's wearing the coat. We were walking in the forest, and he came running at me at 100 miles an hour and absolutely upended me by throwing himself directly into my knee from behind. And I went flying as if I had fallen off a horse, and my knee's a bit fucked up since. So Thursday, I have to go in and have an MRI scan done. That will cost me nothing. Okay, I don't have the scan done right away after the injury, but you know what? I went to the emergency room after that because I couldn't put my foot down and it was swollen to 3 times its size. And that I went to a private hospital because it was the closest one. And I had to wait. In any emergency room, you wait. The whole ordeal took 4 or 5 hours. It took an x-ray.
Your commenter said he didn't want to offend Prof by using the word fat. He said, Buxton, tell him it's the coat.
It is the coat, actually. He's not fat. He's just really, really strong and athletic. And he's very young, so he's a bit stupid. Anyway, I got an x-ray, got some medicine that took the swelling down. By the next day I could walk, which was good news. And, and that cost me, I think, 8 euros. So, now what's the downside of the French system? Because there is a downside. The downside of the French system, sorry, I have to work a little here. I'll never get done. I'm almost done this morning. The downside of the French system is that you have to be responsible for your own health care. And I've found over the years from personal experience that diagnostics here can leave something to be desired. If they can miss stuff. I mean, my cancer was with me for a long time before anybody decided, yeah, we better have a look at that. And I asked 3 different doctors about it beforehand. So, and that, that's not good. In America, I believe, but it's been a long time since I've been in America, because there's so much money involved. There's money to do research. There's money for diagnostics. There's money for the best. They have more money flowing into the system than we do. That our system it's a constant struggle for paying for it, and that's what's going on right now with the government. One of the reasons the French government fell last week is that the budget to pay for our social programs, well, the government basically couldn't agree how to pay for it all. And that's always a problem. And then we go back to abuse of the system. And abuse of the system costs everybody money. But still, we have high social charges. It's one of the highest costs of doing business for me. I talked about that last week. When we hire somebody, you have to tack on another 1,000 euros for what you have to pay for our MSA, which is not just the healthcare system. It's a few other things too, and retirement. But it's expensive. I mean, I say it's expensive. It's one of the things that keeps French salaries low, because people in France, even professionals, that you would think make more money, they don't actually. French salaries run between 2,000 and maybe 3,500 net in your pocket a month, I would say. And nurses, for example, make 2,500 a month. What are you eating, Prof? A piece of wood. Okay, so you can live with that. So one of the problems is there's not a lot of reward for skilled positions. Doctors in France don't make what doctors in America make. Now, they don't have to carry the liability insurance that American doctors have to carry either. One of the big problems in America is that healthcare is a for-profit endeavor. There are hospitals that say we're nonprofit. Hospitals and doctors are sort of caught in the middle between insurers and anybody who can afford to pay them. And the bottom line in America is that if you're rich and if you have a really good health insurance plan, but mostly if you're rich, you can afford, you get good care. And if you're poor, you don't. Obamacare, which is one of the things that tried to rectify that situation a few years ago, was a nice idea that we want to ensure, we want to have more people have access. We want to have everybody have access to healthcare in America. But Obamacare wasn't the answer because it went through an insurance company. And a company, by definition, wants to make money. And insurance companies make money by telling you, the client, no, I'm not going to pay for that. And one of the last things that happened in America is the company in question where the guy got shot, his company wanted to limit the time that anesthesia could be permitted during surgery. So if they decided that you needed knee surgery, knee replacement surgery, and they might actually pay for that, I don't know if they would or not, they give you an average time of how much that intervention should take in the operating room, and that's how much anesthesia they will pay for. And if there's a complication and you're in there longer, it's on your dime. Not that you know about it since you're still anesthetized, one hopes. But so I mean, and that's nuts, right? We have to agree that that's nuts. So solutions, just like we didn't solve the white privilege problem 2 weeks ago, we didn't solve the business model problem for trainers last week. I don't know how to solve the solution in America is for the government to step in, and that will never happen in America because Americans say they hate the government, although they want all the stuff that the government could provide for them. So they are their own worst enemy, kind of. Tough suggestion. Anybody chiming in there? Questions, comments? Hi, Australians.
And says, that's how the heavy hitters want it.
Why though? Because the heavy hitters making the money, or do they want poor people to suffer because they're just assholes? Or I mean, what's the benefit? Well, besides the profit margin, which I guess we can't even say besides, because that is the motivation, isn't it? Which is why that poor sod probably got gunned down last week. Now, maybe we'll find out that the guy who shot him is just like somebody he pissed off in high school. Who knows? But we're sort of thinking it's different. Yes?
On the horse subject, he wants to know how the horse was. He watched the race. He had a bad...
Faster, yeah. We had another catastrophic week last week. Faster is fine. That's the one that got pulled up, basically. Well, she did finish, but, trotting, I think.
Yeah.
That was awful. And Aude, our jockey, agreed that she probably gave her the worst ride she's ever given anybody in a long time. We know. Faster has never really liked fiber sand, which is the surface that we're running on in the wintertime because we don't have any choice. But in Chantilly, she ran really well. She was fourth. So we said, oh, well, okay, maybe she can run on it after all. And since she's going to go to the sales on Tuesday, and that's another subject, we thought we'll get one more race in. She's in good form. And the problem is the track in Deauville is nothing like the track in Chantilly. They're two completely different surfaces. This is Shop Till You Drop, who will run in Deauville on next Friday, lucky 13th. So we made a mistake with her. Well, Aude made a mistake with her, and yeah, we had exactly what happened. We had the outside draw, and because they weren't coming from behind, she tried to sort of gun Faster up into a better position, and it completely backfired because A, she used way too much gas early. B, she got strung out wide because she had a back, and then that back disappeared. So she just had the worst possible trip. And about halfway through and honestly, her action didn't look that bad on the track, but about halfway through that turn on the outside, you could see that her action started to shorten up, and that's what Aude was feeling. And so she just thought, oh shit. And so she knew she'd already screwed the pooch on the way she was riding anyway. So she just put her hands down and coasted in because she was worried that something was wrong. She did. Yeah, she know. Yeah. Aude is we like Aude. She's fine. It's just that this time, anybody can have a bad day, and she was having a bad day. She knows Faster really well, which is why she knew she screwed up, I think. So that's good because she's already won 3 races on Faster. So that's not. I mean, she loves the horse, which is another reason she just put her hands down and said, "Oh shit, okay, we'll just take it easy." So while we were all worried at the beginning that something bad might have happened, nothing bad happened. The horse is back. She was ridden out the next day. She's fine. And actually, she's in really good form. Unfortunately, it's not going to help us for the sales. No, she's not. She's not an apprentice. She's been riding for many, many years. she had a bad accident this spring that kept her out for a while. Was it last year? No, it was last. Yeah, we were already. Yeah, it was last year, and she just came back this year. So no, she can ride. And she has. If you look at some of her other races, she can ride some really good races. And this time she rode a really bad one. So
Look at the 3 wins on Fast.
yeah. No, and she's won on Jack. She's won. She's no. I think I'm just checking to see if the dog's digging a hole somewhere. No, it was just a bad day. And I honestly, I think we're cursed because this year has been just absolute shit. Anything, we've just had trouble after trouble after trouble. So the only thing about that is that usually in racing, when that happens, the next year goes like this. So that's since it's December, we're already thinking about that. Yeah,
I thought I saw she had a claim. Weight allowance.
yeah, a kilo and a half. She gets a kilo and a half. That's why you think she's apprentice, because in France, all female jockeys get a kilo and a half off in every race except over a certain amount of prize money, which would be the Conte handicap, big Conte handicaps, and group races, listed races, and some of the higher class condition races. But for all the lower level races, stop doing that, honey. They get a kilo and a half off, and that was controversial. But it's been really, really, really good because it's given them a chance to ride, which they were not getting before. And so consequently, we have a lot more women jockeys in France now than we did 10 years ago. The kilo and a half doesn't help everybody, just like the guys, a lot of them, you're either good or you're not. Aude is one of the better ones. So yeah, that's why she gets the kilo and a half. It's not an apprentice thing. It's a girl thing.
Here in Australia, only apprentices get a claim.
Yeah, in Australia and New Zealand, you guys are willing to give women a shot. I think, and you can answer this. I'm not sure, but don't you have a lot more female jockeys than kind of anywhere else in the world? In America, it's really bad. It's impossible. Yeah, it's no job for women in America apparently, but yeah, in America they can't have a female president, you can't have female jockeys. I mean, America is going toward Afghanistan in terms of what we think of women, sadly. But right. The other horse also did not run well, Cruella. Cruella is an interesting. She's next door. We'll see her in a minute. Cruella, we didn't think really did FiberSand either, but we never really tried her much on it. She ran once last year, so I thought we'd try a couple of times to see.
So this is your gray horse, your next up runner?
Yeah, this is the one who runs Friday the 13th. She's a 2-year-old. She's going to run a handicap, and this horse has had some problems too. Gosh, they come this way. She had a cervical fracture, C6, C7 here, which obviously the buyer did not know when he bought the horse. She was bought at an online sale. I had an owner who wanted to buy it, and I said, don't do that. And then I got a phone call from another owner who said, oh, I bought it. I'm like, okay. So we had some work to do, but she's run okay. The last 2 times she's run okay. But we found out later that she had the cervical. The cervical on a horse, if you come around the other side, Tim, yes, come on. The atlas vertebrae is here. That's the one that's between the ears. And then it comes down here and then goes back up, right? So right here in this C6, C7 area is the point where the horse's neck, when they're galloping, it's a part that moves a lot. And this horse was fractured there. And when she was supposed to have her last race for her previous trainer, she was basically ataxic and sort of staggering behind the gate. And the jockey said, no, this is not a good idea. And that's when they found the fracture, and they put her away for several months. And then she got bought, and here she is. When she first came, she could not gallop. It was a disaster. But we've injected this. We've treated a couple of other things, and her first race for us was pretty good. The second race, you got a scab right here, honey. What's that? The second race was not so great, but it was against much, much hotter company. She's in a handicap on the 13th, and the only problem there is that she's going to end up at the bottom of the first division, which is a shame because in the second division,
So she's good to go, I'm guessing?
she's good to go. Yeah, she's good to go now, but her entry isn't the best. I wish that she was in the second division and not the first. We won't know that until Tuesday, but I'm pretty sure she'll be in the first division. right, honey? But you have to do that. And then when she goes to, she's going to go to Cancer Mare in the South. And when she does that, she's going to go back to Phil Kirby, who's her owner and, well, half owner and a trainer who's going to do Kenya. So basically, he bought her for Kenya, and she's here running some races until we get there. So we've got her for now, and then she gets to go to a new home, right? Yeah. So how many people are watching, Tim? All right. Okay. Hi, everybody. Morning coffee. So the topic was healthcare. We could talk about healthcare for horses too, because I just mentioned that we did inject that cervical joint on her. We kind of have our own version of horse health insurance here, because we operate on a system where all the owners have to pay a flat fee, and every month, whether your horse needs it or not, you pay your flat fee, and your flat fee includes X-rays, ultrasound, scoping, diagnostics. Oh, Duporte. Is she gonna ride this one? He asks, probably. I don't know yet. Is the answer. She's ridden her twice. The first time, I don't know. Maybe we'll see what the owner wants. I'm kind of agnostic on who's gonna ride her, because I'm not sure it's the entry of the century. Could you move to the other side, please? Go over there. Yeah. No. I want to get. Yeah. Head over there. All of you. All four. Yeah. Good. Thanks. Yes. Yeah. Not sure who's gonna ride her yet. Want to see, first of all, what division we do end up in for sure, and what the weight is going to be. And if I need that weight allowance a lot, then probably yes. Because that 1.5 kilos is helpful. Quite helpful. Oh, I knew we had something going on. Do that. So, yeah, so horse health care, they're on a flat fee system, which is really good. And it means that every week with my vet, we took a look at everything. We'd taken an ultrasound last week on something, or an x-ray. We'll see how it's doing this week. If the horse raced, how did they race? Sort of thing. I think our horses have a much better healthcare system than the American public do. Yeah. Yeah, they actually, that's also true. That's one of the reasons we found the problem with her, is that when a horse gets here, we do x-rays, we do the usual flexion tests and all that, but we do a whole diagnostic. What did you do to your head? If there's a scab on top of her head, must have rolled and smacked your head in the. Oh, sorry.
Something short on galloping the horses.
Which one? Which one? The most recent one was, I can't remember who was in that one. It might have been Golden Boy. Wasn't you. Something gray in the front and something bay behind. I don't remember. Hi, Prof. Say hi to the folks. With your dopey coat.
Turn your head.
No, he's busy. Okay, I asked you to move. Now I'm going to ask you to move back over there. Please, thank you. All right, so. All of who?
All of your shorts.
Oh, right. It's good to know somebody's out there watching. I hope you're a subscriber. Don't cheat. And we need, I know that I need to put more videos up, but our watch time is plummeting. So watch everything. Huff? Huff. Don't know.
Of course he's a subscriber. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Tell your friends.
Yeah. Tell your friends. Tell your friends. Oh my goodness, look at this. Was in the hay. Not good. Right. Back up. Yep. Been checking what? Yeah. I've got a lot of stuff that I shoot that I don't put up, just out of sheer laziness. Actually, I could put up a lot more videos. I should do, right? Right. Any other horse questions out there? Because I've gotten off topic now and I've sort of forgotten most of what I was going to say about the healthcare system. But suffice to say, France good, America bad. If you get in a car accident here, whatever happens to you, or you get cancer, you won't go bankrupt. Oh yeah, Tim's brother was here during the Olympics. An American with no, healthcare claims here at all, and he had something stuck in his finger or something, which became infected. And so he's in Paris, and his hand swelled up to like painful proportions. And he thought, what do I do? And during the Olympics, it actually set up these urgent care kind of centers, which don't usually exist on normal times. And he went into one of those, and he got. Did they take an X-ray? Oh shit, my massage belt is done. I have to move that. I think they took an X-ray. They gave him some antibiotics. Anyway, they helped him out. Everything was good, and it cost him 80 euros. 90 euros? Yeah, less than 100 euros, which to us sounds really expensive because it would be for us.
They were over the moon.
But they were over the moon because they were like, shit. In America, you're looking at 400 or 500 easy, and that's not counting the cost of the medication you have to go get. So, yeah.
I had a whole list of questions now.
All right. Fire away. I'm going to come up here. We're going to change the massage. What's your list of questions? The massage is going from L'Argent to Rival Order. Come here. Turn, sweetie. Turn. Turn the battleship. Turn, please. Turn. Yes. Thank you. Yeah. I'm going to take this off. Yes, exactly. This is L'Argent. L'Argent did not run well last time because that's what all our horses are doing right now. But actually, we have found a bit of the problem, and I think he'll do fine next time out. I suspected the problem was coming from the sacrum region and the lumbar region, and it was. So that's been treated. Hi, Pirate. Hi, Clarice. Yeah, guys.
Rival order.
And staying out of the rain. Goats hate rain. Hud. He loves this. Yeah, they all do. Actually, back up, sweetie. Okay, good. Your turn for the massage. In a way, yep. As the guy who sold it to me says, it's like a dishwasher. You don't think you need it, and when you have it, you can't live without it. The horses do absolutely love it. So, especially on a Sunday, nice relaxing mode massage. Oh, this battery isn't fully charged either. Ah, shit. Okay. The one in my pocket should be plugged in. I have some horses left to do, and I'm not sure how long that's going to last. Yes. Yeah? How about now?
Audio good?
Test,
Test.
test. Guys, can you hear me now? No? Yes?
Actually, the microphone thing is on. You muted it.
I'm
Good to
okay.
go.
Good. See? This is what happens. The minute he hands me the phone, honestly, it's
And we're back.
And we're back. Kenya, yes. Here's the deal. What happened since we've been doing so shittily is that I had like 18 horses in the yard in November, and 10 of them aren't any good. So we've done some winter cleaning and we've gotten rid of everything, basically. And we're down to 10 that we are keeping around for the winter, including you. But we're not sure about her because we're going to just kind of see if she kind of comes back to herself or not. Because the last 3 races that she ran.
Hold on, sorry, man.
Yeah, no problem. Tim's getting out of the rain. So she ran again, like I said, she ran like a horse that bleeds, and we scope her and clean as a whistle, so she's not a bleeder. Probably doesn't like the fiber sand, but something happened to her which could maybe, well, possibly, quite probably explain things. She was on a course of antibiotics for a different respiratory problem about 2 months ago, and she was on a penicillin derivative, and the last of her injections she had a horrible reaction to, and it's one of those 1 in 1,000 chances, and it's only happened one other time in 20 years of training, but it happened to her, and we thought we were going to lose her. It's not pretty if you've ever seen a horse with an antibiotic gone wrong. It's a neurologic shock. They have seizures. It was horrible, but she made it through that, and she seems fine now. She's training fine, but her races have been very flat. So we don't know. The vet says there's no permanent damage from that. It's a reaction. It goes away. It's like an allergy for you. When it's gone, it's gone. But she's been running badly. So yeah. Yeah, and she will never have any penicillin for the rest of her life. So horses are like us, and they can have a reaction too. So we are going to keep her ticking, and we are thinking this is where we're talking about Kenya. Our owners would like to go to Kenya. We would like to go to Kenya. It's expensive. They're willing to pay the higher price to go, but we want to make sure we only take horses that can make money there, because it's too expensive to take horses just to keep them running. So of the 10 horses we have here, maybe 5 or 6 are candidates to go to Kenya. She, for the moment, would be one. What's the question?
Hey guys in here asking innocent questions.
I love doing my head in. I will happily answer any question you have, because that's cute. Yeah, prof. So yeah, she would go to Kenya, I think. But we're just sort of keeping her ticking and seeing if she tells me she wants to go and she wants to race, because in Kenya we can put her back on turf, and that's the main reason to go to Kenya, is that we can have. And she's so white now. She was gray, and I swear to God that since that reaction she's like gotten whiter. I know grays go white, but she's really gone white. Prof, she's not really too keen on you. Look at, she's yeah, she'd probably rather that you don't go in here. So yeah, Kenya might be. Here's the thing, guys. You want to go to Kenya? Claim yourself a horse. I'll take it for you. You can come and have fun in the sun in Nice. The videos from Kenya are always fantastic. No, it's good.
Do you have a rough idea of when?
Corella? She'll go to Kenya, but she won't race until probably 15th of January on the turf down there. The dates of the meeting, yeah. Kenya goes from 13th of January until the end of the 20. Well, actually, not the end of February. The 20. I think the 23rd of February. It wraps up a little. It's 6 weeks, yeah. 6 weeks of racing. You have to take horses that can run 3 times in 6 weeks. So you're going to run every 2 weeks, or maybe even a little bit closer up with a little bit more of a break in between. But you need to be well prepared. I mean, we did Kenya for 12 years straight, so I know. No, can you, honey? Was that on purpose?
Yeah.
Yeah, come on. So, yeah. So Kenya, we didn't go the last 2 years because the last time that we went, we did not win a race, which is the first time that's ever happened. So we need to put this shit form behind us. And this year we actually have some horses who would be good in Kenya. Her because of the turf. You are really standing right where I really would like to clean up. You really are. So we have some. She is 6 going 7, or possibly 7 going 8. Actually, now that I think of it, she's old. When they get above 4, they're running 4 and older. You lose track. Then you're just sort of paying attention to the day physicality of it and seeing if they want to still play the game or not. She probably won't be a broodmare. So yeah, and Faster next door is going to the broodmare sale on Tuesday. Now, it's the last day of the sale, and she's the first one through the ring. And there will be nobody there to buy this horse except maybe some bloodstock agent from Libya or Canada, or not Canada. Yeah, but I'm a little worried. She might not sell. If she does sell, she will sell very cheap, which is a real shame because we love Faster. Faster's a nice horse, but I can totally understand the owners. I mean, she hasn't won a race in 2 years. She's paid her way. This year she's paid her oats, but she hasn't won in a while. Honey. Hey, no, get up over there. Yes, I know. This is the definition of a stroppy mare. She only has a certain tolerance for room service, so I need to do this really quickly so that I can get out of her way and she can be left alone to have a massage and eat, which is all she really wants to do today. The weather is crap. We've had a windstorm and rain overnight. Yeah. Oh, she's a heavy ground horse. Yeah, the muddier it is, the happier she is. But I don't know what kind of ground we're going to have on the turf in Kenya this year. Yes, I know, honey, but I'll move in a minute. Faster was what? Oh yeah, she was one of the favorites. That's the. Yeah, I know. I hope you didn't bet on her. Although I didn't see that one coming. I did not think she would run like that. But again, it was mistake after mistake after mistake. So, yeah, right. Any other questions? Because I'm going to wrap it up because I'm going to wrap up getting the boxes done. I said my piece on healthcare. The Americans need to solve their problem. Honestly, I know it's wrong to shoot somebody, but I hope the guy doesn't get caught. I think it might be kind of cool if he doesn't. Of course, we are assuming that he had a motive that we all agree with, even though, yes, we shouldn't shoot people. It does sort of point up the problem in America, though. No health care and too many guns. Oh, that's fresh from the source. Thanks to the cameraman who was having breakfast, which is why we were a little bit late. But so, right. Thanks for joining us, everybody. You can watch the replay on a better time of the day on our channel, and we will talk next week about some other fun topic from the news with horse questions popped up. I will try to do this next week.
Maybe at the sale you could do.
I could do well. Yeah, maybe I could go live at the sale, but the sale's going to be too depressing to go live. We're coming in first in the ring, and there are very few fillies. She's a filly still in training, and a lot of those were being sold yesterday and today. And there are very few on the last day. And the last day of any of these sales is always carnage. So I just hope somebody, my hope for her is that someone would buy her to be a broodmare in France. Now, she's won 3 races. The paper is okay. She's the best product of the dam, but there's plenty of black type second dam on. And she's small, but she's strong, and she's very scrappy, and she might transmit some of that. So I'm really hoping that somebody in France buys her to be a broodmare, and that not somebody in Kazakhstan buys her to go racing, or, but that's the problem with the sales. You don't know. So fingers crossed for Faster on Tuesday. She's leaving at 5 in the morning tomorrow.
But otherwise, next Sunday we'll be here anyway.
Next Sunday we'll be here anyway, so we can definitely chat next Sunday. Yeah, look for next Sunday. The Americans want me to do this at a later time of the day, but what fun would that be? So I like to do it when I'm screwing around with my horses. Yeah, but it's dark at night stable. You guys in the Southern Hemisphere stole all the sun. Anyway, right. We're going to wrap it up. Thank you for joining us. Any last questions? 3, 2, 1? No? Okay. See you next week. Bye.